Oh, hi there. It's me. We have Rex 121 back in the house. This has been to the sharpeners and back. They say you shouldn't put this below 15 degrees per side and it'll work best toothy. So we have done the opposite to that. We have taken it to 13 degrees per side and put a relatively polished 3000 grit finish on a convex-like edge. So we used a work-sharp Ken Onion blade grinder attachment, the courtesy of the services of Knife Support. So Jethro at Knife Support, I paid him like a normal consumer. It wasn't a free job or anything like that. We kind of worked on it together throughout the day. He had his own little journey with this steel. This is not fun stuff for anyone to really sharpen, but we worked it out. He worked it out. And it's 13 degrees per side. Jethro will give you a tenner off if you say that you were sent here by me and that I told you to tell him that you need Knife Support. So if you're after someone who can restore your edges with a very sharp edge, he also restored my Bark River Kefar, which I munted when I was reviewing it and frankly needed a bit of a fix-up, a bit of a better fix-up than I did with it. And also my old Falcon Even F1, back to fight and fitness, both of them. So very, very good, and I do recommend. Notwithstanding how this is going to do, this is at my request, these edge choices, all the carbides might just fall out. They might be all like, might go like Infinity War on us and just you know. Or maybe the innate strength of the convex will hold them right in place and just soldier through. Who knows? I don't know. It's a thinner edge. We've noticed so far that the thinner edges hold their edge longer in rope cutting than the fatter edges, although you know the higher angles. So the lower angles hold edges longer than the higher angles. But this might not be the ideal finish. Who knows? I'm excited to find out. You should be too. Let's see what happens when we take Rex 121 and we unleash it, at least laterally. I'm not sure if it's to the max just yet. I think there's other things to try with this steel first. But yes, let's see another data point when you unleash Rex 120. Knocked off my camera. Jeez. Working at my kitchen bench tonight. Starting at 1030. Alright, so 1300 cuts is ridiculous. Frankly, I was expecting it to maybe match what I did before. I didn't really have many expectations. The literature would have made me think that this wouldn't do as well, and maybe with a V edge with a bit of a rougher finish it might do way better, but this is still by far, by a margin of 350 extra cuts, a far longer edge against rope than the previous edge that I put on with the Lansky, which was 17 degrees per side at 600 grit. So that is something. There is definitely something to narrowing these edges. However, thinking of that, it didn't double it like it has been in other stills, so maybe that rougher finish is needed, but 1300 cuts. Do you want more cuts than that? What are you, some kind of cuts junkie? I mean, that's what I am. So I guess I kind of do want that, but you know, whatever. This is about as good as I've ever had. This is some crazy steel, folks. This is even in use, even now. Where's the piece of paper? Watch this. This isn't even sharp. This isn't even dull. I wouldn't call this a dull knife. This is just like stops cutting to. Sorry about my washing. Got to fold that. Stopped cutting like to my parameters, so it still cuts. Like, frankly, it's just got some toothiness to it now. Not toothiness, some raggedness to it. So kind of skips over. You know, I've stopped other knives for the same level, and I know this is really like, I know this isn't a scientific way of stopping a test, but it's what I do, damn it. It seems to work just well for me. So if you've got a different way of doing it, then do it yourself. If you want me to use a special mat or a special, you know, thingy, then instead of telling me to do it, you do it. Because it costs a lot of money. I spend a lot of money on rope. Thank you to my patrons for letting this happen. That was probably about $30 worth of rope just then for this one test. All my edge results are down below. As I said, Jethro will give you a tenner off if you do an order with him or a steel sharpening with him. Just follow his Facebook and tell him that I sent you. I'm hoping Jethro will weigh in the comments even and just let us know his experience sharpening the steel, because I'm sure he's got a tale to tell. At any rate, an amazing number from an amazing steel that is definitely unlike most of the other steels that you can currently get in production knives, that is for sure. Rex 121, still the king. See you in the next one, guys. Bye now. Oh yeah, and I'm sorry if the camera falling off gave someone like a seizure or something. I'm working on my kitchen bench here, and yeah, it got a bit narrow. Anyway, this is the Kefart that Jethro redid for me. You probably remember I'd completely munted the tip of it, and it was a bit sort of crookedy with my restore job. So it's gone back to full convex. It's lovely, 17 degrees per side, full, you know, convex edge, maybe a slight micro bevel, but it's glorious now, as it should be. This was always too nice a knife to have with my crappy fixed job. And also, my Falcon Even F1, back to having much more of a pronounced tip on it than it did before, when I had more or less ground it off and just overused it and over sharpened it. This is a really nice sharp knife again too. Just a nice convex edge. 20 degrees I asked for this one, so it's not going to be like as crazy sharp, but just nice and durable, because I use this knife for all sorts of crazy nonsense. But there you go. So yeah, definitely suggest hitting up Knife Support if you're just after a bit of repairing done or a bit of sharpening and that sort of thing. Quick turnaround. I send an express satchel in with mine, so sometimes that's the best thing to do. But whatever. Anyway, guys, thanks Jethro. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye now.